Sometimes we wonder, where do Sean Payton find these undrafted running backs from these small schools who become monsters? And the one monster I'm covering today is this man.
Drew Brees and Sean Payton want it.
Streif lines up a tight end, but there's a breakout, and that will be a touchdown. That's Ivory, his fourth touchdown.
Chris Ivory was born March 22nd, 1988 in Longview, Texas. He was raised by his mother Judy and his stepfather Kenny Gilliland. At Longview, Texas High School, Chris Ivory earned letters in football and track and field, and he also played with future NFL players such as Trent Williams, Malcolm Kelly, and Robert Henson. Even though Ivory had a decent high school football career, he was only ranked a 2-star recruit by Rivals and Scout.com. Despite being a 2-star recruit, Washington State went on ahead and offered Ivory a full ride to play football at the University of Washington State. Ivory played for Washington State for 3 years from 2006 from 2008. But man, Chris could not catch a break from injury. This man only played 22 games in his first 3 seasons at Washington State University. He had 91 rushes for 534 yards and 4 touchdowns in 3 years. And things just got worse for Ivory. All the coaching staff that recruited this man got fired and replaced by new coaching staff. And Ivory only found himself going deeper and deeper down the depth chart. Man, and that's not even the worst news. In August of 2009, Chris Ivory was dismissed from the Washington State team for violating team rules. Chris then transferred to Tiffin University, a Division II school in Tiffin, Ohio, which was coached by David Wolski, the former Washington State assistant coach. In Ivory's final year of college football at Tiffin University, he only had 39 rushes for 223 yards before, you guessed it, a season-ending knee injury. Despite the season-ending injury, Chris worked his ass off to get back on the football field to prepare for the NFL draft. It was believed that he would become the first Tiffin player in history to get drafted in the NFL despite his injury. Believe it or not, the Saints were actually the first team to be interested in Ivory after one of their scouts discovered Ivory and the coach's enthusiastic recommendations on Ivory. In 2010, Ivory became eligible for the NFL draft, but he was not. He was not invited to the NFL Combine. I guess because of his injuries, most likely. He barely played. And on March 16, 2010, Ivory attended Toledo's Pro Day and completed all combine and positional drills. Despite the workouts, Ivory was still projected to go undrafted by the NFL scouts, and he was ranked the 32nd best running back in the draft class. And as draft day came by, Ivory was waiting for his name to be called, but there was no call. He went undrafted. On April 27, 2010, the New Orleans Saints signed Ivory as an undrafted free agent to a 3-year contract worth $1.22 million. Ivory had an impressive performance in training camp and preseason games. In one of those preseason games against the San Diego Chargers, Ivory scored a 76-yard touchdown on a swing pass.
What kind of versatility do they show?
Well, with the acquisition of McMichael, he brings that leadership, that veteran leadership that we needed. And Chris Wilson obviously, Chris Wilson obviously is a guy who's a
Let's go to Greg for the play.
In week 6, Ivory had his time to shine due to injuries of Pierre Thomas and Reggie Bush. Against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that was Ivory's breakout game, rushing for 158 rushing yards, the most since Deuce McAllister in the 2003 game when he rushed for 165 yards. Man, and the performance earned him awards as both Pepsi NFL Rookie of the Week and FedEx Ground Player of the Week. And man, Ivory went on to have a decent rookie year, rushing for 716 yards, which led the team in 5 touchdowns. But unfortunately, in the last game of the season, Ivory suffered a foot injury, which led him to go to the injury reserve list and miss the rest of the season. In 2011, Ivory only played in 6 games, had 79 rushes for 374 yards. In 2012, Ivory only played in 6 games, had 40 carries for 217 yards and only 2 touchdowns. One of those touchdowns was my favorite touchdowns against the Atlanta Falcons.
On second and 10, it's Chris Ivory cutting to the outside, turns the corner, picks up the Saints first down and 4. Ivory's still going. One man to beat. Fakes off Dante Robinson. He is in for a 56-yard touchdown run.
After the 2012 season, the New Orleans Saints traded Chris Ivory to the New York Jets for a 4th-round pick. And after the trade, the Jets signed Chris Ivory to a 3-year, $10 million contract. On October 3rd, he had 139 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown against the New Orleans Saints. I remember that game. Oh my gosh, I was so mad. I was like, dude, why did we let Chris Ivory go? We got to play this dude the next year. Man, we should have won that game, but Chris Ivory ran all over our defense. And Ivory went on to have a decent year, rushing for 833 yards and 3 touchdowns. In the season opener on September 7, 2014, Ivory had a 71 rushing yard touchdown against the Oakland Raiders. And man, that run was fire.
Lived in the East Bay area. Here are the Jets running and breaking free. It's Ivory. Ivory with a foot race. Ivory is all the way home.
And that 71-yard touchdown was the second longest run in Jets history behind Bruce Harper, who ran for a 78-yard rushing touchdown. After the 2014 season, Ivory rushed for 821 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. He also had 18 receptions for 123 yards and a receiving touchdown. But in 2015 was Chris's best season yet to come. In the season opener against the Cleveland Browns, Ivory rushed for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns on the 31-10 victory. On October 4, 2015, a matchup against the Miami Dolphins, Ivory had his best game of the year when he rushed for 166 yards and a touchdown. In the next game, he followed that up with rushing for 146 yards and a rushing touchdown against the Washington Redskins. And at the end of the year, Chris Ivory won the AFC rushing title right above Latavius Murray by 4 yards. In that season, Ivory rushed for 1,070 yards and 7 touchdowns and earned his first Pro Bowl selection. And after that season, Ivory hit the free agent market and signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars on a 3-year contract. Ivory went on to have a decent run with the Jacksonville Jaguars until he got beat out by rookie running back Leonard Fournette, who was taken with the 4th pick of the 2017 draft. On February 23, 2018, Ivory was released by the Jacksonville Jaguars, but then he signed with the Buffalo Bills on a 2-year contract. Ivory's contract was worth $5.5 million with $3.25 million guaranteed. But despite that, he only rushed for 385 yards and 1 touchdown, along with 13 receptions for 205 yards in 2018. After that, the Bills cut him. After his final stunt in the NFL, Chris Ivory finally retired after the 2018 season after no teams picked him up. Now that Chris Ivory is finally retired from the NFL, he's enjoying life. He's with his daughter. And, you know, he's just living his best life after so many ups and downs throughout his career in college. He made it in the NFL. He played for years. And you know how hard that is to play in the NFL? Woo! But Chris Ivory, man, thank you for everything you did with the Saints. Thank you. You know, I mean, I hope you see this video. You know, I hope it blow up. And this is my first video, so I mean, yeah, I messed up here or there. Just let me know if I missed a fun fact about you, man. I did everything I could to do some research, man. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments how this video was. Y'all let me know. I mean, I was excited to do this video. This is my first What Happened to Saints player. Chris Ivory is now enjoying his retirement, like I said. I hope you see this video, like I said again. And I'm out with more videos to come if this video kind of blows up, and more videos to come after this, you know, on more Saints, more former Saints players. I need y'all to follow me on my Instagram at The Saints Show. Y'all can subscribe to my YouTube channel right here, and y'all can like the video. Thank y'all. This is with your boy Saint Michael. Peace.